Sports Network is your source for high school sports in eastern Pennsylvania. Listen to games live and archived on smartphones, computers, and tablets on easternpasportsnetwork.com. Tonight's game is sponsored by Nutropoli Bank, Valor Wealth Management, Envirotech, Edge One Property Services, Old Homestead Golf Club, Albarell Electric, HTSS, Master Supply Line, and 4-5. Now let's take you out to tonight's game.
And coming to you live from the PPL Center here in downtown Allentown, the Eastern Pennsylvania Sports Network proudly presents the District 11 Class 3A Girls Championship as the top-seeded Notre Dame Green Pond Crusaders take on the number 2 seed, the Palmerton Blue Bombers. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Johnston, joined alongside Tyler Kish here courtside, and welcome to today's broadcast here on our network as we not only have one but 2 championship games today. Coming up at 2:30, we will have the Notre Dame Green Pond boys in action against Executive Education Charter School, and Tyler, you'll be on the call of that one. But before we get to the boys game, ladies first.
Absolutely.
We have a matchup here of 2 teams that are very familiar with one another. They've met twice this season already. Notre Dame winning the first meeting by a point, and then Palmerton gaining revenge 34-32 in the league playoffs. And, of course, these 2 teams, they just met back in 2019 in the championship as well. So to say that these 2 programs are very familiar with one another would be a huge understatement.
No doubt about it, and at this point, the record's out the window. You have one game to try to bring home the gold to your respective school. Like you said, these teams so familiar with each other, not a lot of prep time probably as a game plan. They know what each side is going to do, and it's just a matter of who can execute better on the offensive end and defensive end. That's who should win this game. It's very cliche, but whoever plays better is going to win.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're expecting a pretty good matchup between these 2 teams as we'll take a look first at Notre Dame Green Pond, our partner school. They are the number 1 seed, enter with a 12-4 record, and they have, they lost in the championship game a year ago, Tyler, losing to North Schuylkill. Now, North Schuylkill has since moved up to 4A, and they had their season end last night as they lost to Allentown Central Catholic on a buzzer beater. So for Coach Kopp's team, they have a chance to gain some revenge and win the title this year, and they're in the finals for the 3rd straight year. So Coach Kopp, he's very familiar with being on this stage.
Yeah, he is, and him and his team probably have that in the back of their minds, losing in the Colonial League playoffs to this Palmerton team. They want to bring home some sort of hardware this season. They wanted to get to that Colonial League championship, just fell short, lost a low-scoring game. The team, since we've been here, they look like they've been all business early on, warming up. So it's only a matter of time, but his team, they're going to have to rely on Antonia Bates to lead the show. She averages 16.5 points per game against Palmerton this season. This team, if they're going to win, she's going to have a great game as always and look for some of her teammates to get involved. And but if she comes out and hits a couple threes early on or scores a couple baskets, it could be a long afternoon for Palmerton. We'll just have to wait and see. But they know what she can do. They're going to be ready for her. But can't wait for this game. And only time will tell.
Yeah, Bates is the top scorer, as you mentioned, Tyler, on this Notre Dame team. She was a first-team Colonial League performer this year, and of course she is a all-state candidate from a year ago and headed to Rutgers University. But she's got a lot of help too.
She does.
I mean, they have some pretty balanced scoring on this team. When you look at players like Sydney DeFranco, who was an honorable mention, she averages almost 8 points a game. Reagan Cooper, she was a second-team performer, averages almost 9 a game. And then you got Grace Madej, who averages 7. She was honorable mention along with Anna Miklos, who averages 4. So if you take away Bates, there are other players on this Notre Dame team that can hurt you.
There are. You said it right, and it's just a matter of when they're open. If the double team does come on Bates, they need to hit their shots. They did not do that the second time these two teams played. Bates led all scorers in that game with 15 points. The next closest scorer was Grace Madej. Miklos and Cooper had 5. No one else scored in that last meeting. So if Bates is double teamed, she's going to need a little help from her teammates. But certainly capable players that can hit shots, but they have to hit their shots in order to win this afternoon.
And then taking a look at the other side today in Palmerton, the number 2 seed, they enter with a 14-5 record, and they defeated Panther Valley 61-38 in their quarterfinal round matchup. And then most recently, they defeated Palisades 45-36, which gets them to this championship game for the first time since 2019. And when you talk about the Blue Bombers, Tyler, you talk about 2 key players in Brianna Moore, who averages 18.4 points a game, and then Bethy Morgan, she averages 12.5. Moore was the first team All-League performer. Morgan was the second team All-League selection.
And I look at their numbers in the first game they played against Notre Dame this season. They lost by 1 point, but those two combined for 41 of the 54 points in that game. They could score at will, and then they gave Notre Dame a lot of problems on their own floor. Moore led the way with 10. Morgan was right there with 7. But it seemed like every time Palmerton needed to make a play in that fourth quarter of the last game, it was either one of those two stepping up and knocking down shots at the line or a big 3 in the second half. And expect them to leave it all out on the floor. They played very well in the Colonial League Championship against Northwestern. They just ran out of gas there at the end. But this team, very capable. Their mentality is the same as Notre Dame. We did not win a Colonial League title. This is our chance to bring some hardware home.
Well, you got to believe this Notre Dame team is out for revenge. I mean, losing by 2 points on their home court in the semifinals of the Colonial League back on February 24th. Notre Dame was winning that game by 5 late. Palmerton rallied, and then Moore had the game winner with 22 seconds to go, which sent the Blue Bombers to the championship where they lost to Northwestern Lehigh. So this Crusader team, I expect them to come out here today with a chip on their shoulder, wanting to win that title. And keep in mind, too, only one team goes to states. The winner of this game will move on to play the District 3 champ, which is either going to be Trinity or York Catholic. Those 2 teams play tomorrow. So only one team's going to the next round, and that being the PIAA state tournament, while the other will have their season come to an end today.
Yeah, usually in years past you probably send a couple from this district, but with it being a crazy year, only taking 1, which is understandable. But again, both teams fell very short of their aspirations in the Colonial League. They have a chance. What a big stage to play at the PPL Center. It'll be a moment they remember for the rest of their lives, and that will be a better memory if you're able to win this game. But it should be good. It's a great matchup on paper, and looking back at that last game, Scott, at the end there was kind of a lid on the basket for both teams, but Palmerton realized they couldn't shoot. They got inside and they shot at a better percentage at the foul line than Notre Dame did, and that's what won them the game. They kept their composure defensively. In the beginning of that game, Palmerton was winning. Notre Dame looked sluggish. They woke up with a big rally in that third quarter, and then they just ran out of steam at the end. They went cold, lid on the basket, and it should be interesting. Both teams have the capability to obviously run it up above 50 points, and they can play a low-scoring game. So it's just a matter of time how this game develops early on. But like I said, looking at Antonia Bates, she's heading to Rutgers. So Antonia, if she's able to get off to a hot start, she could shoot the 3, she could post up. She has a lot of height. There is some mismatches if she gets down low. If she's on early, it could be a long afternoon for Palmerton. And on the other hand, if she goes cold early, Bates, and Morgan and Moore hitting their shots early like they were in that last meeting, Notre Dame could have their hands full, backs against the wall in this rubber match.
Well, this is a great opportunity for all these student athletes to be playing here at this PPL Center. Beautiful facility. They are allowing some fans in. I understand 300 per school are allowed. So we should have a pretty decent crowd today. Glad you're joining us here If you haven't already, please visit our website, easternpasportsnetwork.com. You can also follow us on Twitter for updates and give us a like on Facebook as well. So we're about 10 minutes away from the start of this one. When Tyler and I come back, we will go over the starting lineups and get you all set. You're listening to the District 11 Class 3A Girls Championship here on the Eastern Pennsylvania Sports Network.
Nutripoli Bank is a locally owned and staffed community bank that offers its customers a wide variety of flexible financial products and banking services. Whether you're in need of a personal or business banking, or both, whether you're looking for a convenient personal checking option or need to secure a commercial line of credit to make the most of your business future, visit Nutripoli Bank at one of its 3 Lehigh Valley locations in Nutripoli, Emmaus, or Orfield. Visit us at NutripoliBank.net. A big thanks to our title sponsor, Dave Hunsicker, Chairman and CEO of Nutripoli Bank, and to John Hayes, Executive VP and Chief Lending Officer. Nutripoli Bank is a member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Whatever stage of life and career you find yourself in, Valor Wealth Management will see the whole picture and help you make choices to benefit your tomorrow. Located in downtown Easton, Valor Wealth Management consists of a team of advisors with experience in estate and income planning, executive benefits, business succession planning, life insurance, and other wealth management tools necessary for their clients' success. Visit us at valoradvisor.com or give us a call at 610-295-5593. A big thanks goes out to President Mike McGuire and his staff for their continued support of the Eastern Pennsylvania Sports Network.
Albemarle Electric in Bethlehem is a full-service, single-source electrical contracting company. We believe in relationships first with our employees, community, and you, our valued customer. Since 1937, Albemarle Electric continues to prove itself as a leader in innovative commercial, industrial, educational, and healthcare electrical construction solutions, one satisfied customer at a time. Whether you're a small business or a large corporation, Albemarle Electric has the expertise to complete your project on time and on budget. Visit albemarle.com or call 610-691-8606. Albemarle is a proud sponsor of Notre Dame Athletics.
Want to say goodbye to all your pest problems for about $1 a day? Give Envirotech Pest Control in Emmaus a call. Envirotech, part of the Reichenbach family, offers year-round service for about half the price of the big national companies. Envirotech treats all residential commercial pest issues, including mice, ants, termites, roaches, along with bed bugs and mosquitoes. Your family's comfort, safety, and health are our top priorities. Call Envirotech in Emmaus for a free estimate at 610-928-1557 or visit the website at envirotechpestlv.com.
Back here at the PPL Center for the District 11 Class 3A Girls Championship as top-seeded Notre Dame takes on the number 2 seed Palmerton. I'm Scott Johnston, joined alongside Tyler Kish. This is the first of 2 broadcasts that we'll have on our network today. Again, coming up at 2:30, we will have the boys final as the Notre Dame Green Pond boys coming off a thrilling win over Palmerton on Saturday.